Good evening and welcome to News Express on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. A blend of national, local, political, international sports and entertainment news. I'm Ayo Adekeye and other news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has charged newly appointed commissioners of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), as well as members of the Code of Conduct Bureau, to serve with dignity and integrity. Tinubu said this at a brief swearing-in ceremony held before the commencement of the Federal Executive Council meeting, where Tukur Abdulrazak Yusuf, representing the Northwest, and Professor Sunday Nwabam Aja, representing Ebonyi State in the Southeast, were inaugurated as INEC commissioners. Also sworn in were two new members of the CCB board, Ikpeme Kenneth Ndem from Cross River State and retired Justice Buba Ibrahim Nyare from Taraba State. It will be recalled that the last FEC meeting held on May 5th approved Nigeria's first economic policy aimed at prioritizing the use of locally produced goods and services in all government procurement processes. And now Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria is ready to lead in shaping Africa's digital trade future as the nation is harmonizing its laws to make cross-border commerce seamless, secure and scalable. Speaking during the inauguration of the Oversight Committee for Nigeria's hosting of the 4th Africa Union MSME Forum, Shettima highlighted the government's effort to digitally empower small businesses and prepare them for the expanding opportunities under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area AFCFTA. According to him, while over 83% of employment in Africa lies in the informal economy, the continent is not short of ideas and digital innovation that offers an unprecedented window to compete with the rest of the world. He noted that it is for this reason that Nigeria also established a technology export and digital trade desk to support the nation's entrepreneurs in exporting services and digital goods across Africa. And now the federal government has concluded plans to revitalize the nation's electricity distribution sector, starting with a pilot overhaul of two underperforming distribution companies. The move follows a comprehensive assessment of systematic challenges plaguing the discos, including governance gaps, infrastructure deficits, and commercial inefficiencies. Minister of Power Adekeye Kehinde disclosed the plan after a meeting with Japanese International Cooperation Agency, which presented a roadmap titled Revamping of the Distribution Sector in Nigeria. The pilot scheme, slated to commence between May and August, will target one disco in the north and another in the south. Recall that the minister had repeatedly expressed concern about the lack of investment in the distribution network by electricity distribution companies. And now to the lawmaking arm, where the House of Representatives has reaffirmed its desire to sustain the giant stride achieved through partnership between the arms of government to consolidate on the visible progress recorded under the Bola Tinubu administration. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, said this at the inaugural National Policy Dialogue on the legislative agenda, noting that the legislative arm has provided direction which he said is crucial for national development.
Policy area that demand legislative action and promote transparency, promote inclusiveness, and promote strategic direction in all our lawmaking efforts. In alignment with the broader national reform agenda, we have begun to witness tangible policy gains, unified exchange rate windows that are restoring investor confidence, unprecedented capital inflows into our energy and tech sectors, and the passage of 4 streamlined tax reform laws this year aim at eliminating multiple taxation and boosting productivity. These strides reaffirm a simple truth. When bold legislation converges with decisive policy action, transformation of a nation becomes not just possible, but inevitable.
Earlier, Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Maigari Dengyadi, has said that the ministry has concluded works on reforming the nation's labour laws and appealed to the National Assembly to expedite the passage of such laws. Speaking at the same function, the minister emphasized the need for legislative support to reform the labour laws to conform to international standards. In the meantime, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has said that necessary amendments on the Electoral Act will be completed before 2027 elections. Yakubu also debunks the insinuation in some quarters that he has been sacked and declared that he still remains the country's chief electoral officer. He said the commission, alongside relevant stakeholders, have reviewed the 2023 general elections and came up with 142 recommendations, adding that out of the number, 8 required electoral amendments. On electoral reforms, the INEC boss said that the commission has been interfacing with the National Assembly and that 2 weeks ago it had a retreat in Lagos with a joint committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on electoral reform. Now talking politics in Lagos State, the All Progressive Congress has inaugurated an appeal committee to address grievances and disputes arising from the party's primary election conducted for the upcoming July 12 local government elections. The committee, chaired by Lawal Pedro SAN, also serves as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State, while Abiodun Olufowobi was appointed as the Secretary of the committee. In a statement released by the Publicity Secretary of the party, Oluseye Oladejo, aggrieved aspirants were urged to submit their appeals to the committee no later than 12 noon on Tuesday, May 13, 2025. The APC chairmanship primaries for the June 12 local government elections were marred by controversies, with several aspirants and groups alleging imposition of candidates. Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, LASIEC, has scheduled July 12 for the conduct of the chairmanship and councillor positions across the 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas in the state. Still talking politics, now the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has declared that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has no path to victory in the 2027 elections unless it confronts internal divisions and selfish agenda. Wike said this today during a media parley, expressing deep concern over what he described as the party's self-inflicted wounds and leadership failure.
And I told him that. Where is the presidency? Where are you showing your presidential candidate now? How many times can you play this game? And you think you are smart? You are going for national convention. You are going for national commission. You want the South to come and produce the chairman so that we will have the presidential. I said, why not? Nigeria today say the South is occupying the presidency. Why not as a party come out openly now? Our presidential candidate will also come from the. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to play the same game. You play the 2023. It will backfire. Not tomorrow and I say, oh, we can telling you that, look, stop this your smartness.
On the conflict in Rivers State, Wike confirmed that he met with the embattled governor of the state, Siminalayi Fubara, on a way to iron out their differences and restore peace to the state. According to the FCT minister, Fubara must match his words with action by consulting all stakeholders to ensure a holistic approach to lasting peace.
I told him, I said, look, I don't think you have the capacity to really make this peace. If we are making peace, your people are demonstrating every day. If you are making peace, your people are busy on television insulting people. How do you feel in that case? At least you have not tried to take a step to say, look, I'm not a party to all the things that you are doing. But that's not enough to say you have really, you must take steps. Have you made assembly people? There are leaders you should meet. You have the Speaker of the House. Have you made an attempt to talk to Speaker? Ordinarily, you don't need to be under this kind of situation. If he had listened to people.
Yesterday, Fuwara had in a church service issued an appeal to his followers to resist all forms of confrontation that may further escalate the situation in the state, calling for complete peace within and outside the state.
Don't do things because you want to do them. Do the things I want. I am the one wearing the shoes. I know the solution to my problem. I know how to walk through my problem. There are some things you will do rather than bring peace for me. It spoils my peace process. It gives me problem. So I'm cautioning everybody here. Before you do anything that you claim you're doing for me, seek my consent. I said it before. Do you even know what I'm interested in this?
Away from politics, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, has explained the reason behind the high cost of petroleum still experienced in Nigeria. Ojulari, speaking during an interview, confirmed that oil marketers purchase the current stock at high prices, which is why the product is currently expensive. The NNPCL chief further assured that oil exploration in northern Nigeria will continue as planned, with strategic partnership with stakeholders including Aliko Dangote. Ojulari assured that the partnership will ensure smooth operations and availability of petroleum products across the country, which will in turn reduce the price of petrol. And now to education, where the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, says institutions that fall short of their enrollment academic performance threshold or fail to retire their funds appropriately risk losing their funding. The Executive Secretary, TED Fund, Sonny Echono, gave the warning at a one-day strategic engagement with heads of institutions, bosses, and leaders. Echono questioned the inability of several institutions to access, utilize, and properly account for allocated funds, noting that unutilized funds would be reallocated to institutions that are ready and willing to act. He expressed worry that the shortfall of student enrollment in some institutions and stressed the importance of accountability in the utilization of the funds released to the benefit of the students. Elsewhere, Police Service Commission has warned police inspectors due for promotion against financial inducement for the Departmental Selection Board interview. Head of Press and Public Relations of PSC, Kechuku Ani, in a statement said the Commission would put an end to the discreditable acts and ensure that the DSB was devoid of any financial inducement. PSC spokesman said the board interview was a condition for consideration of senior inspectors for promotion to the next rank, noting that staff of the Commission will be deployed to all zonal command headquarters to conduct the promotion interview. The statement emphasized that promotion and its processes in the Nigeria Police Force would henceforth be based on merit and availability of vacancies, adding that police inspectors due for promotion interview to be prepared to face the interview panel and earn their promotion duly. In the meantime, Nigeria Air Force has alerted members of the public, particularly residents of Abuja and Lagos State, that aerial display rehearsals are ongoing in both cities. The Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigeria Air Force Air Commodore Eyemi Ejodame, made this known in a statement explaining that rehearsals are part of activities marking the NAF 61st anniversary celebration. According to him, these aerial maneuvers are designed to enhance the spectacle of the celebration's grand finale and to demonstrate the professionalism and operational capabilities of the Air Force. Ejodame said Nigeria Air Force 61st celebration was scheduled for the 23rd of May. This is News Express on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. Still to come. On sports, Flying Eagles beat Senegal on penalties, qualify for World Cup. And on entertainment, opening statements on the way in sex trafficking trial of disgraced music mogul P. Diddy.
You can listen to Adami Mogo 93.1 FM from any part of the world. Download the Adami Mogo 931 FM app from Google Play Store and Radio Garden. And follow us on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have eyewitness stories, clips exclusive to share, contact the Adami Mogo FM newsroom via mail at newsroom@adamimogofm.com. Or you can dial 070-634-03583. You can dial 090-319-69629. Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos, voice of the light.
Glad to know you're still with us, and now to the rest of the stories. On the foreign scene, Ivory Coast main opposition leader Tiani Thiam has resigned as party leader, but would still lead the fight to win October's presidential election. Political tensions are running high in the West African country, where several opposition figures have been declared ineligible to stand 6 months before voters choose a new head of state. Thiam's campaign for presidency has been marred in tussles over his nationality, with a court in Abidjan barring him from electoral lists last month, saying the 62-year-old politician had lost Ivorian nationality when he acquired French citizenship in 1987. He however assured his party members that he will pool his weight and resources to secure election victory come October. An Israeli-American soldier, Eden Alexander, held hostage for more than 19 months in Gaza Strip, has been released by Hamas in a goodwill gesture towards the Trump administration that could lay the groundwork for a new ceasefire with Israel. The Israeli military confirmed that Alexander had been turned over to the Red Cross and was being brought to Israeli forces. Alexander was taken from his military base in southern Israel during Hamas's cross-border attack on October 7, 2023, which set off the war in Gaza. His release will be the first since Israel shattered an 8-week ceasefire with Hamas in March, unleashing fierce strikes on Gaza that have killed thousands. And now to sports, where Flying Eagles head coach Aliyu Zubaru has praised the mental strength and tactical discipline of his team after Nigeria sealed a place in the semi-finals of the Total Energies CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt and booked a long-awaited return to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Nigeria edged defending champion Senegal 3-1 on penalties in the test quarter-final clash at the Suez Canal Stadium in Ismaila after 120 minutes of goalless encounter. Zubaru, who led the team through an unbeaten group stage, commended the focus on unity in his squad, adding that the journey is far from over. Nigeria will now face a semi-final clash in the coming days as they look to add to their record 7 Under-20 AFCON titles. Outside Africa, Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti will leave the club at the end of the season to take charge of the Brazilian national team, Brazilian Football Confederation announced this afternoon. The 65-year-old Ancelotti will become Brazil's first foreign coach, with Xabi Alonso set to be appointed as the new Real Madrid boss after confirming his exit from Bayer Leverkusen. CBF in a statement said he will lead Brazil until 2026 World Cup and will coach them in their next 2 qualifying matches against Ecuador and Paraguay. Ancelotti leaves Madrid as one of the club's most successful managers, winning 15 trophies across 2 spells with Los Blancos, including the Liga and Champions League double last season. Now to entertainment, where Nigerian rapper and singer Lil Kesh has revealed he ended his last relationship to focus fully on his music career. Speaking in a recent interview, the 31-year-old said he had been single for a long time and is not actively seeking a partner as he does not believe that marriage works. Lil Kesh explains that while he desires a happy home someday, he currently does not feel ready to build or maintain one, stressing that he does not want to jeopardize anyone's happiness. He said his views are not driven by a desire for freedom or a playboy lifestyle, but by the high rate of divorce and the many unhappy marriages he has witnessed. So global entertainment, where opening statements are underway in the sex trafficking trial of disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs in Manhattan Federal Court. Among the early witnesses expected is Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie, with the defense set to argue that the two engaged in mutual violence throughout their relationship. Prosecutor, however, accused Combs of running a predatory network that coerced women into drug-filled group sex acts using violence to maintain control. The 3-time Grammy winner faces charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. One key challenge for prosecutors, however, is the loss of contact with a woman identified as victim 3, who is unlikely to testify, weakening a central part of their case. And as we conclude News Express on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM this evening, here's a recap of the biggest stories. I told you the federal government has concluded plans to revitalize the nation's electricity distribution sector, starting with a pilot overhaul of 2 underperforming distribution companies. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakub, has said that necessary amendment on the Electoral Act will be completed before 2027 elections. And back home in Lagos, the state chapter of the All Progressive Congress has inaugurated an appeal committee to address grievances and disputes arising from the party's primary elections conducted for the upcoming July 12 local government elections. And that's News Express. On behalf of the production team, I am Ayo Adekeye saying thank you for listening. Good evening.
It's the voice of light at Damimogo FM. Welcome to Adamimogo 93.1 FM, here for your listening pleasure all across the globe. Download our mobile app on Google Play Store to listen to us non-stop. Follow us on Twitter at Adamimogo 931 FM and on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok at Adamimogo FM. For advert placement, call 0805 588 8171, 0805 588 8171 or 0805 588 8172, 0805 588 8172. We are located at Adamimogo 93.1 FM, number 2426, Tom Ogboi Avenue, off Balogun Street, Carwash Bus Stop, Freedom Way, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, Nigeria. Adamimogo FM,
The talk, information, and entertainment station.
Voice of Light.
Àsìkò ìròyìn ti tó, bóyá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́n, lónílé lálejò bóyá, lọ́mọdé lágbà ó, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ owó, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ ọmọ. Ìròyìn tó jẹ́ ojúlówó rédíò yìí lẹ ti máa gbọ́, 93.1 FM ìkànnì tó tayọ, Lekki la máa fi kalẹ̀ sí nígboro Èkó, Adamimogo FM bóyá.
ẹ kúrò lẹ́wọ̀ sí ikú dédé àsìkò yìí Akotan Iroyin ló ń dé sí etí ìgbẹ̀yìn iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Adamimogo 93.1 FM tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Lekki ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Adekeye Kehinde náà ni oníròyìn yìí o. Síwájú ẹgbẹ́ àwọn kókó tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹyọ nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún. Inú ìròyìn tí a kà sí tí ìgbẹ̀yìn náà lẹ́tọ̀ ní ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún iléeṣẹ́ apínàbàká méjì tí iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń falẹ̀, èyí tí ó wà lára akitiyan rẹ̀ láti ṣe àtúnjípadà iná ọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó ti ṣe àrídájú rẹ̀ bí ó ti ṣe pàtàkì tó kí àtúnyẹ̀wò ó wáyé lórí òfin ètò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tí yóò sì yanjú kí ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2027 tó gbéra sọ. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress APC ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó náà ni ó ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn láti tẹ́tí gbọ́ awuyewuye ilé tó jẹyọ nínú ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé tí ó wáyé lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Wáyé ìròyìn ọ̀hún rẹ̀ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà rẹ̀ Bọ́lá Tinubu ni ó ti gba àwọn ọmọ alákòóso elétò ìdìbò tuntun tí wọ́n yàn sípò àti àwọn ọmọ àjọ tí ń rí sí ohun ìní ẹni ìyẹn CCB kí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ àti ojúṣe wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọlúàbí àti akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ o. Ààrẹ Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi ayẹyẹ ìbúra ìyànsípò eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe kó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìpàdé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà níbi tí Túkọ̀ Abdulrazak Yusuf tí ó ń ṣojú ẹkùn ìdìbò àríwá ìwọ̀ oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Sunday Iwambam Aja tí ń ṣojú ìpínlẹ̀ Ebonyi ní ẹkùn ìdìbò gúúsù ìlà oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí náà ni wọ́n búra fún gẹ́gẹ́ bí alákòóso fún àjọ elétò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ nínú àwọn tí wọ́n tún búra ìyànsípò fún náà ni a ti rí ẹni méjì tó jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ àjọ ìgbìmọ̀ CCB ìyẹn Ikpeme Kenneth Ndem láti ìpínlẹ̀ Cross Rivers àti adájọ́ fẹ̀yìntì Buba Ibrahim Iyaure láti ìpínlẹ̀ Taraba. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ tí ẹ kò bá gbàgbé wípé nínú ìpàdé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù 5 ọdún yìí níbi tí ó ti bọwọ́ lu ìlànà ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àkọ́kọ́ pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà àti kànńpá fún nílò àwọn ohun èlò tó jẹ́ ti orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láwọn ìka ìjọba gbogbo lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti yanjú lórí ìpinnu rẹ̀ láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ẹ̀ka apínàbàká orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ṣíṣe àtúnjí ẹ̀ka ilé-iṣẹ́ apínàbàká méjì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń falẹ̀.
ìgbésẹ̀ yìí wáyé látàrí iṣẹ́ àyẹ̀wò eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe sí àwọn àdójúkọ tí ó ń kojú iléeṣẹ́ apínàbàká lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí, láì gbàgbé àwọn àlàfo ìṣèjọba àjọ ọ̀hún àti àwọn àtúnṣe ohun èlò àti àṣedédé pípawó wọlé ṣẹ́ka ọ̀hún. Alákòóso fún ẹ̀ka ètò iná ọba lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà alàgbà Adébáyọ̀ Adélabú yànnàná ìpinnu ọ̀hún lẹ́yìn ìpàdé tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ àjọ ilẹ̀ òkèrè kan èyí tó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀nà àbáyọ eléyìí tí wọ́n pe àkórí rẹ̀ ní àtúnjídìde ẹ̀ka apínàbàká orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún ni yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ láàrin oṣù karùn-ún àti oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí, eléyìí tí ìrètí wà wípé wọn yóò bójú wo ọ̀kan lápá àríwá orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà àti ẹ̀ka ìkejì lápá gúúsù orílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Tí ẹ kò bá gbàgbé wípé alákòóso fún ètò iná agbára lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó ti mẹ́nu bà àìdùnnú rẹ̀ nípa bí kò ṣe fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ìdókòwò tó péye lẹ́ka àpínàbàká nílé iṣẹ́ àpínàbàká orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Mahmood Yakub ti sọ di mímọ̀ pé àwọn àtúnṣe tí ó ṣe pàtàkì lórí òfin ètò ìdìbò níṣẹ́ yẹ̀ yóò parí o lórí rẹ̀ kí ó tó di àsìkò ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2027. Bákan náà ni ó ṣẹ́jálẹ̀ lórí ìròyìn ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ tí ń lọ káàkiri pé wọ́n ti yọ òun bí ẹni yọ jìgá kúrò gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó ní tí ẹ bá fẹ́ kẹ́ gbà o, ẹ bá sì fẹ́ kẹ́ gbà, tí ó sì sọ gbangba yìí pé òun ṣì ní ojúlówó adarí àgbà fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ elétò ìdìbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ pé àjọ ọ̀hún pẹ̀lú àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ tí ọ̀rọ̀ kàn ni wọ́n ti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2023 tí wọ́n sì wá pẹ̀lú àbájáde wọn lórí ọ̀nà 42 tí wọ́n sì fi kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn wípé nínú àbájáde ọ̀hún 8 péré ni ó nílò àtúnyẹ̀wò nínú rẹ̀. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, lórí àtúnyẹ̀wò ètò ìdìbò, ọ̀gá àgbà fún àjọ elétò ìdìbò ọ̀hún sọ di mímọ̀ wípé àjọ ọ̀hún ni ó ti ń fojú rinjú pẹ̀lú ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà ní nǹkan bíi ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì sẹ́yìn tí wọ́n sì jókòó ìpàdé ọ̀hún nílùú Èkó pẹ̀lú àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ alábẹ́sẹ́kẹ́lé lórí àtúnyẹ̀wò ètò ìdìbò nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà àti ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojú lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wọ́n ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn láti tẹ́tí gbọ́ awuyewuye àti aáwọ̀ tó ń jẹyọ o látàrí ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ tí yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 12 oṣù keje ọdún yìí. Ìgbìmọ̀ náà ni ọ̀gbẹ́ni Lawal Pedro San jẹ́ alága tó sì tún jẹ́ agbẹjọ́rò àgbà àti alákòóso fún ètò ìdájọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, èyí tí alàgbà Abíọ́dún Olúfowóbí wà nípò akọ̀wé fún àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ ọ̀hún. Nínú ìwé àtẹ̀sóde tí akọ̀wé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà fi léde, ìyẹn Olúṣèyẹ Ọládẹ̀jọ, ó ní wọ́n rọ àwọn tí ó ń díje tí wọ́n sì ń fi àpájánú kí wọ́n fi ìwé ẹ̀sùn wọn sílẹ̀ fáwọn ìgbìmọ̀ ọ̀hún kó tó di aago 12 ọ̀sán ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun ọjọ́ 13 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún tá a wà yìí. Ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé fún òǹdíje dípò alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ilé tó máa wáyé lọ́jọ́ 12 nínú oṣù kejì ọdún yìí, ọ̀nà ni ó ti ń dá fàákájà sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn onírúurú òǹdíje dípò àti àwọn ẹgbẹ́jẹgbẹ́ látàrí ẹ̀sùn fífi ọmọye jẹ ṣe ìjẹgàba láwọn kan lórí o. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó LASEC ni ó ti ya ọjọ́ 12 nínú oṣù kejì ọdún yìí sọ́tọ̀ fún ètò ìdìbò ipò àwọn alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti àwọn kánsẹ́lọ̀ gbogbo káàkiri ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 20 àti ìjọba ìdàgbàsókè 37 gbogbo tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Alákòóso fún olúlu orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà alàgbà Nyesom Wike ni ó ti kéde rẹ̀ wípé kò sí àṣeyọrí kankan fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party nínú ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2027 àyàfi tí wọ́n bá yanjú awuyewuye àti ìwà ìmọ̀tara ẹni nìkan tó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún. Wike sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di mímọ̀ lónìí òde yìí lásìkò tó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀. Ó mẹ́nubà ohun tí ó ṣe àpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọgbẹ́ àdáni ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú àti ìkùnà àwọn aṣáájú. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, lórí fàákájà tí ó ń lọ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers, Wike fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé òun ti jókòó ìpàdé pọ̀ pẹ̀lú gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers alàgbà Siminalayi Fubara lórí ọ̀nà àbáyọ láti wá ojútùú sí kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ tí ń lọ àti láti dá àlàáfíà padà sí ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ alákòóso fún ìlú Àbújá ọ̀hún sọ wípé Fubara ó gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lórí ìpinnu rẹ̀ nípa mímá kàn sí àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ gbogbo tí ọ̀rọ̀ kàn lójúnà àti jẹ́ kí àlàáfíà ó jọba. Èyí wáyé látàrí ọ̀rọ̀ tí Fubara ń bá àwọn alátẹ̀lé rẹ̀ sọ láti dẹ́kun èyíkéyìí ìfijúrijú tí ó lè jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ó tún dáwọ̀ síwájú sí i ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers. Àjọ ológun òfurufú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti ta àwọn ará ìlú lólobó ní pàtàkì jùlọ àwọn olùgbé ìlú Àbújá àti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó látàrí ìgbáradì àwọn àjọ ológun ilé tó ń wáyé lọ́wọ́ lágbègbè méjèèjì ọ̀hún. Ẹni tó jẹ́ agbẹnusọ fún àjọ ológun òfurufú ọ̀hún ọ̀gágun òfurufú Ehime Ejodame ni ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di mímọ̀ nínú ìwé àfilédè rẹ̀ tó sì ṣe lálàyé wípé iṣẹ́ ìgbáradì ọ̀hún òun náà ni ó wà nínú akitiyan láti sàmì ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ ọjọ́ àwọn ológun òfurufú ẹlẹ́kọ̀kànlélọ́gọ́ta irú rẹ̀. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀, ètò ìgbáradì náà ni wọ́n ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti jẹ́ kí ayẹyẹ àṣekágbá náà ó búrẹ́kẹ́ sí i àti láti ṣe àfihàn ìwà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ àti bí iṣẹ́ àwọn àjọ ológun òfurufú náà ṣe múnádóko tó. Ejodame sọ di mímọ̀ pé ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ ọdún mọ́kànlélọ́gọ́ta àjọ ọmọ ogun òfurufú ọ̀hún náà ni wọ́n ya ọjọ́ 23 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún yìí sọ́tọ̀ fún tí yóò wáyé lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Àkótán ìròyìn kò ní ju báyìí lọ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní ṣùgbọ́n ṣáká tó máa lọ ẹgbẹ́ àkókò tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹyọ nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún. A kà á sí létí pé ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún iléeṣẹ́ apínnábàká méjì tí iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń falẹ̀ èyí tí ó wà lára akitiyan rẹ̀ láti ṣe àtúnjípadà iná ọba orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó ti ṣe àrídájú bí ó ti ṣe pàtàkì kí àtúnyẹ̀wò wáyé lórí òfin ètò ìdìbò orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà tí yóò sì yanjú kétò ìdìbò ọdún 2027 tó gbéra sọ. Àtúnkà sí ilé ti pé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni ó ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn láti tẹ́tí gbọ́ awuyewuye tó jẹyọ nínú ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé tó wáyé lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Àkótán ìròyìn kò ní ju báyìí lọ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní yókù tún di ìrọ̀lẹ́ òní láago 7 nígbà tẹ́ ẹ máa pàdé àwọn akẹgbẹ́ mi fún ìròyìn ọ̀rọ̀kù. Bákan náà tó bá tún di lọ́la òde yìí ẹ máa pàdé àwọn akẹgbẹ́ mi fún ìlọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àdámimógò 93.1 FM tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Lekki ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ǹjẹ́ ní orúkọ Ayo Adekeye tó jẹ́ pé òun náà lólótú ìròyìn òun náà lè mi Adekeye Kehinde tí mo ṣe àyàngbé fọrẹ̀ tó kà á sí tí ìgbẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń gbọ́ alẹ́ sọ fún yín pé ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ akú iṣẹ́ òní àsìkò afẹ́fẹ́ tí ń fẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí afẹ́fẹ́ ilẹ̀ Canada yìí yóò tún gbogbo wa lára o ẹ máa ṣe o 10:30 sí wa ire o kàbìtì.